this next album is kind of a sequel to People Watching. I mean, lyrically it is, thematically it is. So it dives deeper into just the more dreamy, movie-like soundscapes.
Welcome, it's such an incredible pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
And I think the best place to start is, can you just catch up to like where we are today? You know, People Watching was the last album. You've obviously finished that cycle, lots gone on. You had a single, new albums on the way. Can you just get us up to scratch of where the band's at now?
We have a full year planned out ahead. That's the first time that's ever happened in our band's career, like having an actual schedule planned out. We're usually just scraping at whatever offer we could get up until People Watching came out. And now we're on Pure Noise, signed to Sound Talent. It's just been good. It's been great. The new album's coming out in the fall, and we're just waiting on making music videos for that.
Oh, killer stuff. And you've been back with Josh Schroeder, correct?
Yeah, Josh Schrader.
Amazing. And what's been, I think it'd be great to get a little bit of an insight into what's been different about this process, especially compared to People Watching. Are you reacting to that record at all, deliberately trying to move away from it?
We're... Go ahead, Jim.
You're the
instrumental guy.
Yeah. I mean, for this one, it's just more of synth and atmospheric stuff first, as opposed to like more guitar-based stuff. I mean, there's still obviously a ton of guitars and riffs and breakdowns, but try to take a different approach this time because, you know, me and him, we do this thing where we try to make every album significantly different, like enough that like this song could not be on People Watching. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what we go for.
Yeah, I love that. And that goes into my next question of like, I think every album from 156 Silence has always been different, and I think that's what makes it so great. You never expect what you're going to get next, right? So can you share a little bit about the process and what goes into crafting each album? How do you kind of approach it, like mentally, instrumentally, lyrically?
For me, it's kind of just like, you know, we decide together, mostly me and you, like what the vibe is going to be of the next one. You know, we decide this because we're stupid years in advance. Like this album has been written since People Watching came out, essentially.
Yeah.
And, you know, we just try to push ourselves to do different things we haven't done yet. And, you know, that's how all the singing on People Watching, the different sound, it's just like we just want to push ourselves. It's not fun to keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I think lyrically, I base most of the lyrics and just the general vibe of the vocals off of what I get from him instrumentally.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to write entire albums at a time, so he'll get the whole idea of the album so that it's like linear enough for me to be like, all right, this is what I need to provide. Like on the newest one, like it's a lot more into the soundscapes and the synth stuff relating to like video games and like just more movie inspired, like backtracking along with like heavy riffs and like catchy choruses.
Yeah, that's sick. Is that Resident Evil going to be playing an influence on that at all?
Absolutely. Resident Evil, Silent Hill, fucking Twin Peaks, John Carpenter movies, Steven Kubrick. Yeah.
Dude, all the best stuff. Amazing. And especially in the light
Stanley
of
Kubrick. I was like, wow. I was like, no. I was like, it's not Steven.
Don't do this.
And especially with David Lynch passing, how have his films taken influence? Do you guys, I guess, do you consume a lot of that media? Is that what's kind of inspired this album coming in?
Yeah, big David Lynch fans over here, especially Jim.
Yeah.
And Ryan. Twin Peaks rules. Eraserhead rules.
Yeah.
I need to watch more of his movies. I've only seen a couple of them. I just love Twin Peaks so much.
Amazing,
yeah,
right?
Twin Peaks is amazing.
I just got it on record the other day. The whole vinyl, like
nice.
album score.
That's
so
awesome.
good, man. I mean, that whole atmosphere he built, and then I used to be out in LA, and we used to like watch like Mulholland Drive, and used to go down the old routes and stuff.
Yeah.
And even his apartment is just, he kind of embodies the whole theme in itself, doesn't it? And I think that's so incredible, and it's wicked to hear that's where the album's going as well, because I think a lot of people will be really stoked to hear that. Yeah, that's really dope. And can you sort of share a little bit about how much, sort of looking into the post-hardcore scene, how has that, the sort of culture of that shaped the choices you've made so far, if there are any?
I think for a long time, we didn't really know where we belonged, honestly. Like, you know, our earlier stuff kind of leans more hardcore-ish or adjacent. And like, then we kind of moved like slightly mathcore-y kind of stuff. And then, we just never could figure out where we fit. So we just like stopped caring about it and just did what we wanted to do. And then we just ended up with like metalcore, post-hardcore, and like it's been the most welcoming scene out of any of them. So I can't complain.
Yeah, metalcore rules. It pays the bills.
And what we're trying to do with AMP at the moment is sort of dive into a favorite track of yours, both of yours. Jim and Jack, could you explain a little bit about sort of how that came to be, why it's your favorite, and perhaps talk a little bit about the themes you explore in it and how that sort of all came together in as much or little depth as you like?
I know my favorite song. At least off People Watching. Obviously we're not going to talk about the new stuff, but Blood Loss is definitely my favorite song off People Watching. And it was a song that wasn't even on the album. I had written that just for fun. And, at the last second, I was like, what if we just put this on there? And it's super synth heavy. It's mostly just a weirdo song with a random breakdown in the middle. And I don't know. For me, it was one of those songs that I feel like only we could do in a way. Like, obviously there's the typical like structured songs that we do, but this one is just weird and fun.
Yeah, I have two favorites. One is also my least favorite, but it's also my favorite. The first one being Better Written Villain. I love that song because it came out completely different than what it was originally written. And me and Jim wrote it entirely different in the studio, and it turned out to be our biggest, most successful song. And it's the most fun for me to play. It's easy on the vocals, pretty much. And the next one is Funeral Arrangements. I love that song so much, but I fucking hate performing it more than anything because it's so hard to perform. And I didn't know it was going to be that hard in the studio, but when you have a half hour of songs that you have to play, and that's one of them, it becomes very hard.
Yeah.
But I love it. Musically, it's a good song.
Does it come very early on in the set then for you? Would you try and save it for the end?
It would have to be one of the first songs if we played it. Like, that's like with product placement. I can do it. It just has to be the second song. I can't do it at the end because I'm just tired.
All screaming.
It's a lot of work.
Nice. And on I just want to go back to People Watching, a little bit of Tease on the new album, but the artwork for People Watching, I think, was probably one of the most striking visually that I remember seeing it and just thinking, holy shit, this is incredible. With the new album, are you going for the same approach, or is there something different you're perhaps working with?
That face is still involved, yeah.
Nice. I would love to hear that.
It's adjacent for sure, but
definitely keeping it in the universe.
Yeah. I love how you're crafting this whole, as you said, universe with this soundscape, and I think that's really going to be exciting to see where that comes up later this year, and I'm sure people reading this are going to be really, really fucking stoked.
We hope so. I mean, this next album's kind of a sequel to People Watching. I mean, lyrically it is, thematically it is, so it's just, it dives deeper into just the more dreamy movie-like soundscapes.
Nice.
As opposed to just like straightforward heaviness.
Yeah. So more sort of, as you said, sort of taking influences from those video games. I assume we're going to be hearing some sampling from those tracks as well.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a cyberpunk shotgun and one of the new songs.
No way. Fuck. Dude, that's a good
bunch of random shit. Yeah, Josh, he's the wizard. He can sample anything. What's the drum they sampled?
I don't know if we should say this
right
now. Got
it.
And going into those video games, is that just from on the go? How do you guys come together collectively to kind of perhaps pick and choose those moments?
Yeah, we're real nerds. We all love video games, and if any of us can like have a say on what little sound effect we can add, it's definitely overheard.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a whole day where like we just went through and just figured out what we could sneak in the album.
Yeah.
There's at least 6 or 7 things that you probably won't even notice, but like they're there.
That's it. Little Easter eggs to be found in the album.
Yeah.
That's be exciting stuff. And I want to go back to sort of the roots in Pittsburgh, which always doesn't come up as the place the metalcore scene sort of grows from. Was that a kind of a struggle getting out of there, or how did that kind of shape the sound?
Pittsburgh's a hard crowd. It was very hard to get out of there. But once we got to the other side of the state in Philadelphia, things started to get like it got bigger for us once we got out of Pittsburgh, for sure. You just have to tour. You have to get out of your home state and play for people that have never heard of you and make no money for 10 years. And then you can finally get an offer to open for Fit for a King.
And here you are.
Yep.
Come on. Rounding things off, I think it'd be really great to get for you guys what 156 Sounds means to you now after all this time together as a band.
Do you want to go first?
You can go first.
156 is literally everything to me now. It's the only thing that I think about in the morning, at night. This is like the only thing that I feel like it is my purpose to be here, is to be in this band and to be able to have people relate to our music and have them say that it changes their lives, or to see people get tattoos of like the band logo, Philip's face, like whatever. It's still surreal and mind blowing to me, and it makes me feel confirmed that I'm here for a purpose, and it is to do this.
Sick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to say this almost the same thing, but, you know, I am the only original member of the band.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, Jack joined 3 years after it started. So, you know, it was when it got serious anyway. But regardless, I mean, this has been my life for 10 years, almost 11 years now. So, like, this is all that I do every day, you know. And even what you said, Jack, like, being over here and seeing people knowing the words is a crazy feeling. We talk about it every day after the set. We're like, can you believe all these people knew the words in fucking Germany? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And, you know, we're just grateful to keep doing it.